Hey ho, Monk on the Hill here. Welcome to one of my many roofs here on my Bulgarian homestead. This will be a little fixing video, but not only that, on the side I'll touch so many different topics that I have to deal with here on this homestead. Some are related to Bulgaria, some simply to homesteading. So the main thing is my lazy way of building stuff. Not that it was bad what I made, but it brought up another problem, and by fixing that I hope to get one step closer to a rat-free chicken coop. It all started with this roof I'm on. This is a simple shed in between my barn and the house. And by simple, I mean simple because it was built by the pre-owners, and as Bulgarians are, masters of building things as cheap as possible and with whatever material they can get their hands on for as little money or for free if possible. Let me show you how it looks from underneath. So they use all kinds of different beams, whatever they could find. Different lengths, different widths. I actually closed all that up kind of the same way with what I found around here. They also used old doors from kindergartens, and they weren't boards for the roof construction here. They just used whatever they had, like, again, old doors, any boards, old bent open oil barrels were all over the place. Everything was open. I collected windows and stuff to cover that up. When I finally fixed the roof, first I wanted to put bitumen on top, so I bought enough boards to cover it all with boards. That was the initial idea. That's when I realized if I put metal on top, I can save me 50% of the boards. First off, that was a good idea, and it also gave me the opportunity to build my chicken coop. For example, closing all this wall and using way more boards inside there. What I did not took in account when I built this was all these gaps everywhere. These give rats an opportunity to walk everywhere, wherever they want. And the main problem from the inside of the chicken coop looks like that. By the way, here's another topic. This is the last batch of chicks that hatched. This is the proud mama. And I decided to let them run because mama got a bit nervous in her cage. And she's already leading them all out, which of course is good. They're all curious. And active. She exactly knows she needs to have 7 of them around. Yeah, all together. Okay, the problem that I'm having, you see the angle of 2 roofs. One's going down here and the other one going down in the other direction. Well, these angles, one from one side, one from the other side. And from the outside, it looks like, again, passing by another topic, my mulberry tree is growing like crazy. The branches are reaching over the roofs, and now I have to walk through all these fallen fruits, and I have to make mulberry juice with my feet. I hope I won't slip and fall. Okay, here we have the two roofs. It's not only that they are going in two different directions, this one also goes down on the other side. It looks like that. To deal with these different angles, this was my solution. I simply put linoleum down. This was actually the flooring in my main house, where they had a dirt floor. Yes, they just shoveled lots of dirt in the second floor and let it dry. And then put this stuff on top. So I still have some rolls of that left. Yeah, it was the easy and lazy way, as I like to do it. Only problem, this made some small open spaces in there, which provided rats the perfect environment to build nests. So I constantly hear them running in there, and for years I didn't have any idea what to do with it, how to make it better, until I realized it shouldn't be that difficult. This is where my incapability comes into play. I'm actually an IT guy, so building stuff isn't what I'm used to do. When I ordered all these metal sheets, somehow I made a little mistake, or I put the wrong ones on the wrong spots. I don't know what happened, but I have 1.5 of them left over. This will give me some more material to work with, so mistakes can also turn out as an advantage. And I think if I give these areas just a bit more of an overhang, it should be protected from rain. When it comes to snow, I have no idea yet. Snow reacts differently on roofs, I had to learn. The main goal I want to achieve is I want to keep it open, and open enough that a cat can get in. So the rats will definitely feel uncomfortable in here. And for that, I have to make some noise by cutting metal, which was the topic of my last video. But before I can cut metal, I have to get the metal. And that's where the topic firewood comes into play. Because on last October's freak snow, there were some videos about it. There was so much tree damage, and I had to cut down whole trees, that I've collected tons of branches and stuff, and I threw them all in front of these metal sheets. So let's see how I can get them out. Thank God I already cut some wood, because before it was till up here. And there's actually one reason why I can do that today, and only today, or to be more precise, now. The last weeks it was freaking hot in Bulgaria, so no way to work on a metal roof. And yesterday night it finally rained. Well, it did not rain, it poured. It was a proper thunderstorm, so everything cooled down now a bit. The sun is already blasting back, so I have to hurry before it's getting too hot on here. First step is removing what needs to be gone, and I'm really curious what we'll find down there. Probably lots of nesting material from the rats. Probably no rats at all, because me making lots of noise. And it's super slippery on here. Again, with all the fruits and the moisture. Again, my dedicated Bulgarian safety shoes. But oh well. Now you know how I feel. Keep on sliding. No good. see what's down here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, next side, even slippier because of more fruits and more moisture back there. Yeah, have fun seeing me fall. Always nice to have some company when you're working. So I've closed up the whole chicken coop from the inside. Should be good enough to keep predators out. And when working on a roof, of course, you always have to think about where will the water go. That side should be pretty easy, putting just a little bit further out. Then this is the main problem part. One bit goes here. The water that is flowing down from that side will hit this roof and go down here. The water on the other side will hit the other roof. So my task now is to try to get one of these higher parts right in the middle, that the water gets divided on either that side or this side. The same goes here, and the point here is it shouldn't be too wide because I still have to be able to walk here. Now it's thinking time. Where to cut what and when to screw on what. Oh, maybe I'll just start with the easiest part up there to the other direction. Yeah, it's always work in progress, so I decided I'll do it this side first. Hope I'm not doing a wrong cut. Always looking for a good stance. I'm standing on screws of the roof, so I'm not sliding away. Let's make some noise. Everything but a nice cut. The chickens are freaking out. And I have to find out how far I have to cut. Just before the spider web here. That's another thing. When you're alone on the homestead, you have to watch every step. If I'm falling here, injuring myself, maybe can't walk anymore or hit my head, I don't know for how long I will lay here till someone will find me. Now, there we have the problem. These sheets are made to fit on each other. Means right at this spot, water will come down here, go right on the wood. So before screwing this down, I'll have a look what pieces I'll get for here and if I can adjust them a bit differently. So maybe I'll be able to lead the water somehow more to this direction. Let's cut off another part here. So yeah, charging the camera. That's the thing about homestead YouTubing. During this time now, the metal roof is heating up. and it won't get cooler today, so that's my sacrifice for you. Elderflower syrup, another topic that you'll find on my channel. And by the way, there's again another topic. That thunderstorm last night, of course it led to a power outage, which is pretty common in Bulgaria, at least in the rural areas, but I was really surprised that the power came back up in the middle of the night. Okay, back to work. Back on the roof, back on the job. Damn it, it's hot. But maybe my plastic shoes will melt and give me more grip. So this is how far I got. This one here actually hardly has any points where I can screw it on, only with one screw. But if I get this metal further down, it'll hold it a bit and it'll be held down here by this one. That should be pretty stable with two screws. Back here, it's wobbly. That might get noisy when it's windy. I'll try it out. I'll see how that goes. So for now, the water coming down here and from here will flow down here. There's plenty of roof left to lead it down there. The water on this side. This should hit mainly that metal here that goes all along down. It's still high enough that a cat paw can reach underneath, just in case rats are coming back. There's definitely no more problem here with rats. Same, of course, on this side. Now the only problem left is that bit here, and I'm not having long enough pieces left, but I'm definitely not going to get the other bit that I have left, because that's a whole sheet. I'm not cutting that, only for that little bit. I might cut the pieces that I have left. Little grasshopper should get out of the way. He's doing that. Good. Of course, when doing roofing, you have to always start at the bottom. Yeah, cutting that here. The other bit will go up there. That should do the trick. And with that, I hope the job is done. All that's left now is what I hate the most: cleaning up, getting all the tools, leftover materials down off the roof. Back there's another thing I have to fix. There's a hole in the wall where rats might get into the insulation. That's something for another day when it's cooler again. And as always, if you enjoyed watching, leave a like and a subscribe. And see you in the next one about my life on the rural homestead in Bulgaria.